Are you pre-diabetic or diabetic? Are you overweight? They want to learn about a healthy lifestyle, or at least how we got together as a family and reversed my dad's diabetic. Hi, I'm Nikhil and this is my brother Akif. Me and my brother want to take you through my dad's diabetic reversal journey and how we adapted to a new healthy lifestyle.
Did you know that 500 million people in the world have diabetes? That's 30.2 million people in the US and 72 million people in India. The average annual cost for a diabetic person in India is 92,000 rupees, and the average American who has diabetes has pays around $7,900.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for low and medium income families. Some consequences of being diabetic can be loss of eyesight, heart attack or stroke, amputation of the leg, or kidney failures. Now, I'll let my dad introduce himself.
That's very impressive stats. I'm very happy that where you guys collected that.
Thank you.
What you said is 500 million people are
Lot of
diabetic in the world. A lot of people are diabetic in the world. And each person spends $7,900 in US and 92,000 rupees in India. And especially, as you said, for low and medium income families, that's a lot of money. The point you guys are getting at is, my dad did it. I mean, there are a lot of people in the world are diabetic. And they're spending a lot of money. Why not everyone do it? And let's share how you guys helped me reverse my diabetic, right? That's the point. Good. That's very good. So let me, so that the viewers know, right? Let me give some introduction myself, right? So my name is Ravi Mehra. I'm 45 years old. When I first found out I'm diabetic was about 1999, and then we went to the doctor and then shocked to see that I'm diabetic. And the very question I asked him is, can I cure it? And he said, once you're diabetic, you're diabetic. So that kind of set in my mind, right? So I never thought that diabetic can be reversible. So with that thought, we came back and mom started worrying about what happened. All of a sudden I got diabetic and how it's going to be. We are pretty young at that point. She got scared and she started doing some research and found out that it's all about the diet. She started changing my diet. So rather than eating regular rice every single day, every single lunch and dinner, as breakfast is also, these doshas, idlis and all, has a lot of carbs, right? Understanding those was a important thing at that point. And she changed and she started doing chapatis every day at lunch and dinner. Before we know, shockingly and surprisingly, we reversed our diabetic. I was no longer, my sugar levels are going high when I'm eating normal. That was like, then I was like, I went to the doctor, you said this is not reversible and I could able to do it. Then doctor was like shocked. I've never seen anybody do like that, right? I've talked to my friends as well and everybody, but the doctor said be careful, right? And I took that thought, went back and I was, the life catches you, right? And then you went on your regular diet and all. Before I know, it's lasted for about 2 years, and then I started seeing my sugar levels high again. So that's when I realized, yeah, it is something they need to take care of for the lifetime, right? And then I went to the doctor, and the doctor put me on metformin. Mom was not happy with it, but what can we do? And she's pushing me all the time. She's a driving factor to, just like any other thing that she does at home, to keep things in control, right? So I started with metformin, one, and with that driving factor, we started doing eating less and things like that. Over the 15 years period, I mean, it's an ups and down, right? Because of the driving factor, it lasts for a certain period of time, and then I go to the doctor and I find out that my A1C levels are high, and then again, start back again, do some little bit of healthy eating and all, and I couldn't control. In last 15 years, things got worse. I started out with A1C about 6.7, and last March 2018, I was 8.5. that's when I heard about the VRK diet, and first time I felt that somebody so strong believes so strong that it can be reversible, and I was very impressed with that one. And then I took on the journey of taking things into my hand.
So thank you for the introduction, and we're gonna have some questions for you today.
Okay.
Akil's gonna start us off.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First question is, why did you decide to change your diet and yourself after being diabetic for 20 years?
Yeah, I mean, being tired of this thing, right? Keeping cautious every single time. What I'm eating, and you can't sustain it over a period of time. All of a sudden, it goes up, and the fear that I'm going to lose, just like you said, right? A diabetic can lose an eyesight, and I have an eyesight. I see sometimes my eyesight fluctuating. It's kind of creates some kind of pressure within you, and over the period of time, I got really tired. And VRK came back and said, with certainty that this can be reversible. I like the way he was communicated. I got connected to him, and then that's when. That's one factor of it that showed the path that I can reverse it. Of course, at home we have mom, the driving factor, saying that okay, why don't you try it, right? And that's when it started.
So, what was your first step when you had diabetes?
So when I found out this diet, and mom asked me to go and pursue about this one, right? The first thing I did is, went to the YouTube and found out about all the videos about VRK, right? And looked at them, what he's exactly he's saying, what is the diet, and eventually found out the prescription, and okay, exactly how it needs to be done. I found out how it needs to be done and what was his reasoning, and I was very convinced. I don't want to go to the details of how it works, but you guys can always go to the VRK diet and search for it, and you can always find the reasoning and the behind why you need to do it. But that's how I found out, and I talked to friends, and some of them are skeptical about it, some of them are, why not? Most of them are skeptical about it, and I said, okay, let me give it a try. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Because I can check my levels, and this is the thing that you guys need to take home. You need to go to the doctor, check your all the lipids, the HDL, the LDL, the total carbs, cholesterol, and the triglycerides, and your A1C, and then start your diet. And then 3 months back, go back and check it again. If you see the difference, I thought I would change it, and that's the confidence level I had. Okay, I'll go ahead and start doing it. So that's how I started doing it.
All right. What are some changes that you've started to make or you've made throughout your VRK diet?
That's a very good question. So I followed the VRK diet, and the VRK diet says that stop your medication. That's a shocking thing for a lot of people. What is going to happen? I'm going to die. I'm going to lose my sight. What's going to happen? Trust me on this, guys. You can stop your medication as soon as you start the diet. The reason behind it is, whatever you're eating, the regular carbs, you're not going to eat those as soon as you start the diet. And that's the reason you can confidently stop your medication. So the first thing I did is I stopped my medication, and then followed exactly what VRK diet said. Being health conscious, right? All along I stopped taking sugars. You guys know that I don't eat a lot of cakes and sugar. I already stopped a long time back. It was not a huge leap, if you will, on a sugar and the dessert side of it. Of course, on rice, regular lunch and dinner, it is a huge big deal. But on the sugar side of it, it's no big deal. I also stopped taking milk as well. That's another thing that you need to stop. So I was taking decoction, and then taking the coconut oil every day, which as per the VRK diet, and follow exactly the diet that VRK prescribed. And luckily, because this is a very drastic change, right? Previously, mom used to cook everything and we all used to eat. Now, mom has to do two different things.
Yeah.
One she used to cook for you guys, and one she needs to do that. And having that support was big deal.
How long have you been doing the VRK diet?
So the VRK diet clearly says what exactly needs to be done. Generally, the prescription is 3 months you need to do it because the A1C levels are measured in the 3 months period of it, and then 2 months post diabetic. So I did my before the start of my diabetic, right? My levels were 8.3. And at the end of the 3 months, my A1C came down to 5.6 within 3 months. I was able to see drastic improvement in 1 or 2 weeks immediately, right? It's a difficult diet to follow, but you would see the results no matter what, as long as you follow the diet, right? That is a shocking thing, right? So 3 months plus 2 months of post diet not only brought my A1C down to non-diabetic levels, right? It also made my lipids better. Lipids are the HDL, the LDL, the total cholesterol, the triglycerides. My triglycerides were down by 83%. That's amazing. It's low end of triglycerides. That's where my numbers are right now. Total cholesterol down by 20%. My LDL was within the range. It was not before. HDL was another great story. My LDL was always like 24. It's supposed to be 40, right? But about 13 years back, I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, I'm going to put you on medication. And then I asked him, without putting on medication, what can I do? How can I raise my HDL? He said, you need to do exercise, and he gave me certain things. This is how you need to do, and this is what you need to do, kind of a thing. I took it seriously and did it for 1 year. Surprisingly, after 1 year, I went to the doctor, but there was no change in my HDL at all. But now, with this diet, my current HDL is 38, close to 40, from 24 to 38. So that's a shocking number, right? So all in all, I mean, a lot of people are saying, you're going to see, you're eating a lot of cholesterol, your cholesterol number is going to go away. That didn't happen to me. My cholesterol level got in control, my triglycerides got in control, obviously because those are carbs related. I'm not eating carbs, so my triglycerides will be better. But the shocking thing is my HDL that got way up there. I'm very happy about that.
Okay. So another question: how does your diet look like right now, or how did it look like when you were doing your VRK diet?
Oh. So VRK diet is no carbs. Again, I'll let viewers to go to the VRK diet site and kind of find out about the details of that one. But what does my diet look like now? So I started last June 2018, right? So it's been exactly 1 year. So to the viewers, I'm not only controlling my A1C. My A1C right now is 6.5. When after 3 months, I dropped down to 5.6 from 8.3 after 3 months. When I came, I was maintaining 5.7 after 5 months, and after getting onto the regular diet, my A1C came back to 6.5, and since last 8 months, I'm able to sustain my A1C 6.5, right? So the question is, what does my diet look like right now? I guess you guys know better than I do, right? What do I eat in the morning?
So usually breakfast.
Avocado, yeah. Avocado is my daily.
And omelet.
Omelette, yeah. That's once in a while I eat that one. Every day I eat 1 avocado. That's pretty much is my diet. Morning breakfast.
And 2 eggs.
Yeah. Sometimes I eat boiled eggs in different varieties.
And sprinkled with
peppers
and spices.
And spices, yeah. So that's my breakfast. For lunch, I try to eat less carbs. Like, I mean, if you guys are in US, Chipotle is my favorite, and kebabs are my favorite. And I'm also going to give you exactly what I eat in Chipotle. Chipotle, I take chicken salad. I don't take beans. I don't take rice. If you depending upon how I ate my previous food, generally if I am doing good, I eat a little bit of rice, chicken, and corn and sour cream, things like that, but not a lot of rice. But if I went to a party and I'm having Chipotle, I do pure, no rice, no beans, no corn, just chicken, salad, and sour cream, and sauces. That's it. So it depends on what you ate. So, or I go to kebabs and I get chicken kebabs, not with rice and naan, with salad or a curry. Instead of naan, I take more extra curry. I eat the curry, salad, and the kebabs by itself. If I go to an Indian restaurant, I just eat, any tandoori chicken, chicken 65, or chicken manchuria, or lamb fry, lamb chops, or things like that. But if I haven't ate any carbs the whole day, I went for a dinner to Indian restaurant. I take a little bit of biryani, which is okay. So the point here is, what I observed is you can eat anything, but you need to know what you ate
Before.
before. I mean, depending upon that, you can change things.
I have another question. What is the most difficult challenge of the various challenges they have faced?
So mine is, I'm pretty committed, because commitment is going to be the key thing for the viewers. Once you are doing the diet, is going to be the commitment, and the biggest challenge is going to be post diet. After the diet, how are you going to sustain is going to be the biggest challenge. And having somebody like mom, or if somebody in your house needs to support, just like my kids and are supported me all along, and my wife supported me all along. You need somebody who can support, because so it's a family thing. That would be going to be very important, right? And everything else, right? Biggest thing is going to be sustainment. You can use VRK diet to bring everything down, but for the rest of your life, how are you going to sustain it? That's going to be the biggest challenge.
All right. So as you mentioned, the most difficult part was sustaining. What do you recommend for those like not being able to sustain or keep up with the diet?
So this is the sole reason why I'm able to sustain. I'm going to give you guys the secret sauce, right? This is a secret sauce to it. You need to know foods that impacts you, right? What food you take will cause your sugar levels high. You need to, whatever you're eating, you need to measure it. But unfortunately, the way the diabetic people do is they use the measuring periodically, right? One in the morning, one in the lunch, one in the dinner. But that's not going to tell anything as far as what happened between those periods, right? You won't be knowing those. So that's going to be very difficult, right? Mm-hmm. So the important thing is, I'm going to show you guys an instrument that I've been using. It's called Freestyle Libra. Freestyle Libra. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the picture shortly. But it's an instrument, you put it on your arm right here, right? And which continuously monitors your sugar levels. Say for example, if you wake up in the morning, you can use a software, or they give you an instrument, you can scan it like this. And it not only shows your sugar levels right now, it tells you sugar levels since the midnight, all the way now. So you would know in the night if your sugar levels spiked. Then you go back to what you ate last night. And then, oh, if I eat this one, this is what is happening. And the same thing happens for your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. So you keep that mirror. It runs for 14 days, right? And for the 14 days, whatever you're eating, note down what exactly you're eating. You measure it. I'm going to show you my figures I maintain an average of 135 to 140, which is basically below 6.5. So which is actually good A1C to maintain, right? Pre-diabetic levels. So I highly recommend this. So the point is, you need to have that instrument to know all the regular foods that you eat and how it impacts your sugar levels. Once you do that for that 14 days, for the rest of the days, do it without that. And then put it again next 14 days. In 1 or 2 months, you will know yourself what kind of foods, if you eat, it spikes up, and what are the alternative foods that you can take, right? So that's a secret sauce to sustainment of diabetic levels. If you guys can do that and learn what impacts you, again, there is no single mantra and nobody can prescribe you saying if you eat this, your diabetic levels are. You need to know that by testing yourself, right? And another thing that I learned is, if your sugar levels are high right now, does not mean anything. At the end of the day, you need to see your A1C, right? Sometimes sugar levels go high and low, but as long as you maintain that 130, 145, 135 average levels, you're good, right? So that's going to be the key important piece. The key thing is to learn your body and how it reacts to the different foods you eat.
So, what do you recommend for anyone with diabetics?
Do the VRK diet, right? It's no brainer. And then within 3 months, your levels is going to be pre-diabetic or non-diabetic levels. And then work on the post diet. I gave you my secret sauce on how to sustain your sugar levels. Right. What else?
So like, whatever you've done so far, what's like the single most important thing to take away from this diet?
Single most important thing is sustainment, right? You need to sustain it. It's in order to sustain it, you need to know your body and what you're eating, and then go from there. That's going to be very challenging. Have somebody with you and sharing your information, how things are going with you, always helps.
Also, another question: can anyone take this approach, or can only diabetic people do this?
I mean, this will a lot of if you're overweight, if you want to reduce your weight, this is easy way to do it. And once you do this diet, right, you can come back and do it again. That's the beauty of it, right? Is that always, if you see that things are going, you're gaining your weight, you can go back and do it again. And same thing with your sugar levels. If you see, you can always stop and do the diet again, come back and do your sustainment. So anybody who wants to lose weight, or anybody, I think VRK, there's people with thyroid, it helped. People with BP, it helped. It reverses those as well. So it can be helpful for those 3 individuals. 4.
Finally, what lesson have you learned as part of this trip?
Commitment, determination is going to be the key, right? As I explained previously, right? Don't get alarmed by your existing sugar levels. If you check in the morning, it shows that you are 200. Don't panic on that. That does not tell you anything at all. If you want to panic, you want to panic on your A1C numbers. Sugar levels does not mean anything at all. So as long as you are good with, as long as your sugar levels are not 500 or below 550, you're good. So that's one thing. And of course, most important thing is know how body's sugar levels are changing based on what you're eating. That's another going to be key. Freestyle Libra is the mantra for you guys. You have to, that's a pretty cool idea for sustainment that tells you, how over the period of time your body is reacting to the food that you're eating. and of course you need to have people like you guys and mom, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your time
Thank you.
today, and
Thank you for
See you
answering the
later.
questions.
Thank you guys. Hopefully this will help everyone out there. Who how many? Half a billion people.
half a billion people. Yeah.
Half a billion people. If they can start taking this diet and then sustaining it over a period of time, they're not only gonna save money, they're gonna be dependent, especially the families who are dependent on them. They're gonna have a healthy lifestyle. It won't. How would it be nice to lose your eyesight but still you're alive? Would it be nice to take your legs off but still you live? How hard is that going to be, right? So those are the difficult ones. So there is definitely a solution. There's a lot of people done it, and me particularly an example. It's more than 1 year. I am able to maintain my A1C 6.5 since 1 year. No medication at all, just the diet. And of course, I told you, Freestyle Libra is helping me a lot. I don't have it this week, but I'm going to put it the week after. If you guys have any questions, you can ask at the bottom. If any questions we have not asked, if anybody else any other questions, you can always ask. We will respond to you and send it back to you guys. And thank you.
Everybody, listen. If he can do it, then you can do it.
Yes.